what's up, y'all? One little thing I want to say before this video starts. This is kind of be a double rant video, kind of, basically, because I know the title says Splurge is playing rant, but I heard from some people recently that Splurge apparently made a reply video to one of my videos that I made on him, or the video I made on him. So in this video I'm going to be basically replying or giving my input on the video that he made on me. So it's going to be basically that, and I'm also going to tell you guys something that he tried to do recently. And he tried this thing recently, I think, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, he tried this like Saturday, so it was like 2 days ago. But him and MH tried something, but I'll get into that in a minute. But before we start, I just want to say that honestly, as far as like this video itself is concerned, is that there's definitely going to be some more controversy. Don't expect like this to be like one of those, like, I guess you could say, like, not beef, but like a simple video. It's probably going to be a little bit more descriptive video than the other ones, but I guess I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and start. But I'm gonna go ahead and play his video. I probably won't watch the whole video for his little reply slash response video, because apparently he was lying in the video, and if he's lying in a video, I'm obviously not going to watch the full thing, because he's basically lying about lying, because apparently he's saying I was lying, but clearly he was lying. So I guess we'll go ahead and play his little video. We'll play the first few parts of it, and then I'll pause it halfway to reply to it. But let me go ahead and play this for you guys.
He picks what was it? He picked a male Saiyan with infinite Evo blue. He was like running away with infinite Evo, and he's running on Evo blue. I'm not dealing with that. He's running on Evo blue. He's running. I'm not dealing with that. Evo was better than cooler, which it is.
Alright, so one little thing I'll go ahead and say as far as like the first few seconds of the video goes. He didn't show the full fight, at least not like all the fights, but he didn't show the full fight from when I was fighting Fella. So he asked to do a first to 5 like people know, and it was Infinite Evo Male Saiyan versus Cooler. But I didn't agree to his little rules, but all I did was pick Cooler on him just because I felt like it. So he showed like one clip, I think, of me like running from Fella, but he didn't show like the full clip of Fella like running and waiting, because I'll admit I was running from him in the little set or whatever you want to call it, but he honestly was running away too and waiting, and everybody knows Big Fella runs and waits for his playstyle. So as far as like that is concerned, he can't really say nothing, at least as far as like me running in the set. But knowing him and him being a Xeno kid, he's definitely gonna complain about that. So that's just a one small little thing I wanted to say. But let's go ahead and play the rest of his little video.
Splurge was saying like, oh, I don't care about Arkham. Basically, he was like, I don't like want to deal with him, I think, anymore, or something like that. That's basically what he said. He didn't directly say that, but he indirectly said that. He was like, I'm not gonna worry about Arkham. That's what he said. And when he said that, he basically was saying like, fuck you and fuck you.
Alright, so before the video even starts, I just want to quickly give some context. Arkham lost in Big Fella 5-0. So, he didn't win.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and pause it right here, because he's already lying at the start of his fucking video. So he tried to say Fella won the set, but he did not win the set, and anybody that says he did, I will unlist the stream right now and show y'all that this man quit in the middle of the set. Which, if you quit in the middle of a first to 5, it doesn't matter how many wins your opponent has. It doesn't even matter if you're getting like 4-0'd. If you leave in the middle of a first to 5, that's an automatic 5-0 or 5-4 or whatever you want to call it. and Big Fella left the set, so it was technically my win, 5-4. If he had stayed and finished the fight and he like won that final fight, it would have been his win, but he didn't stay and finish the fight, so it was my win, 5-4. Because when you fight like the CAC players and you fight those little Xenogod guys, they will sit there and like manipulate scores and stuff. They will say like, oh, your wins don't count and shit, because when they like fight each other, they like to manipulate scores and stuff a lot, and they'll sit there and like take away wins and shit. And Splurge is obviously just playing favoritism. He's sitting there dick riding the CAC players like a lot of niggas do in the community, because a lot of people are just hopping on that CAC player trend shit, so he's basically just doing favoritism. But Fella did lose to me 5-4, and he's lost 4 other prior first to 5, so he is in debt. But that's just one little point I wanted to make, but let's go ahead and move on.
That said, Fella left one was 4-0. They agreed to do no Broly. Toxic Arkham picked Broly because he was just getting outskilled. And yeah, so that's kind of what led to this situation. And then we had the whole debate about what's better, Cooler or Infinite Evo Blue. Honestly, this is my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure Cooler is most definitely better than Infinite Evo Blue. I don't know how, like, someone else would see it. Like, when we tried to ask Arkham to give him a reason, he just said, oh, he does damage, and like if the beginning of the video you can literally see Cooler's doing more damage in Infinite Evo Blue regardless. So alright, so now that the context has kind of been set, we're gonna get into like the beef, the drama that I'm somehow in, which makes 0 sense to me how this is happening. Doesn't make sense why he can't like comprehend what's actually going on and like makes things up. But
alright, so he says that, like, he was saying that day in the party, the first time we were in the party that night, he was saying, like, oh, yeah, Cooler is definitely better than Infinite Evo, blah, 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 and all that other good shit, but, he's now saying I don't have context, or I can't, like, basically give reasons or to clarify, like, why Cooler is apparently not better than, what was it, Infinite Evo Blue? So, when we were in that party that day, I said that Infinite Evo Blue was cheese, and that, when you're, like, using Infinite Evo Blue, that it's, like, basically, like, using Thank You Dragon Balls, or Don't Go All Out, or even poses on a CAC, which it is, because when you're on Infinite Evo Blue, you get, like, a speed boost, and that speed boost you get, it kind of makes you, like, a mini Jiren, basically. Because CACs already have like priority and speed as it is, but when you get like Infinite Evo with that on, it's like a double speed boost on top of a speed boost, and the damage you do on there, as I showed you guys in that other little splurge, or that one video of him getting perfected, the damage the CACs do, the Infinite Evo Blue, it does more than the Cooler's highest damaging combo, so he can sit there and try to lie and like manipulate, I think, the little, or just say like that Cooler does more damage, but I already showed you guys and debunked that little theory, so he can't say anything as far as that was concerned. And if he says I don't have any like, or I lack context apparently to explain myself, I just explained myself twice to him, but I just gave you guys the reason why Infinite Evo Blue is better than Cooler. He can keep trying to lie and say I didn't clarify it, but I just clarified it for you guys. But let's go ahead and play some more of his little video. But honestly, this is just funny, to be honest, because he's just acting stupid and he's just contradicting himself.
But yeah, let's get to this like 20-minute video that I'm gonna have to like try to make entertaining, guys.
This is going to be another rant video, and this is going to be about the quote-unquote friend group slack.
He is a grown man lashing out for like no reason at all because he's like confused, doesn't understand the context, and is just being delusional.
Yeah, it's like beef.
So he says I'm lashing out and I don't understand the context. So honestly, as far as this little incident is concerned, he did, not just him, but him, MH, and some other people in the old friend group I was in started it, because he invited us, like I told you guys that one day or whatever. He invited us to a party, me and Johnny and some other people, and we were basically debating about like the Infinite Evo thing and Cooler. So he can say that if he wants to, but as far as like being confused and lashing out, I think just because I have my own opinion and I don't agree with his logic or his opinion, that's apparently me lashing out, apparently, by his little logic or his standpoint. But I don't know, it's just a dumb little kid and it's just dumb stuff. But I guess by his little logic or his little way of thinking, if you have your own opinion, apparently that's your way of like lashing out, apparently, because he was trying to say I was like delusional and that I like didn't know what I was talking about and shit because I was like so against the Infinite Evo Blue and the Cooler thing as far as like the opinion goes against it. But yeah, he was just basically trying to say I was delusional and stuff just for not agreeing with it. But let's go ahead and play some more of his little video, because that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, it's beef.
Actually, not my fault. I guess this is beef. Fuck you.
People were saying in the live stream chat that it was my win in the set, which it was. It was 5-4 since.
My question is, how is it 5-4 if you didn't win once? You agreed to do no Broly. You break the rules of the set, alright? And when you break the rules of the set, that's pretty much like somebody's win in that set. How is it 5-4? Where did you get the 5 wins? Explain! Explain! Actually, since he likes to lie about things, in his most recent video before this rant video, he uploaded me, cut out like...
Alright, so before he talks about that the pamper video I posted on him, it's like I just told you guys earlier. He said, like, where did the 5 wins come from? It's like I told y'all, the CAC players / the Xenogods, they like to manipulate scores and stuff, and if you quit in the middle of a 1st to 5, that's an automatic, like, 5-1 or 5-2 or whatever the score was. And even though the score was, like, 4-0 for Fella at first, he left the set, so it was my win 5-4. He can stay mad and say it doesn't count, but he left in the middle of the set, so by default it's my win, and he can sit there and be mad and say like the wins weren't there, that it doesn't count, but it counts, honestly. And if you're running around with like dumb logic like the Xenogods, or if you're just trying to like say, oh, this doesn't count or that doesn't count, and you're like manipulating score, then honestly it counts. You can just be butthurt and like sad that you lost, but that still just shows at the end of the day that you're just a sore little bitch and you lost. And it's like he said, yeah, this is beef, but him and MH and certain other people started it. The whole situation could have been avoided, but they wanted that. And as far as like what you said, as far as like fuck me goes, I would say fuck you back, but I'll say some stuff about the situation later on in this video, because like I said, it's gonna be like a double rant video, because I gotta tell you guys like what Splurge did and like who he really is as a person, because Splurge kind of puts on like a persona, like you think you know him but you really don't. But I gotta tell you guys, I'll tell you guys about it later. But let's go ahead and play the rest of this shit, because honestly I'm just getting bored and I'm just losing brain cells listening to all this dumb shit.
More than half, actually all of my wins, which like I don't care, I really don't. But like, and then want to know what else he did? Check this description out. He got 15 streaked on his main account, deleted clips by accident. This was his second pamper. Bro, what? By this logic, I 50 streaked you, I deleted the clips, and this is your 1000th pamper. Like, what are you talking about? Literally, you're just gonna say, oh, I 15 streaked you, I don't have proof, I don't have clips. You never even make endlesses when we fight. What are you talking about?
Alright, so to clarify the pamper video, or that one video I put out there with him in it, so I posted, well not posted, I had a video, an unlisted video of me fighting Splurge on the Hazunshu account. We fought like, I think it was a month ago. So he came in my ranked lobby, he picked Goku Black, I beat his Goku Black, he messaged me on Discord. He was like, Arkham, do you want to fight? And I told him, I was like, sure. Because at the time, me and him were still friends and we were still like cool with each other. So I join his lobby. He makes a player match. He invites me. We started running some matches. When me and him fought, he didn't beat me a single time on the Hazunshu account. I'm not saying he hasn't beaten me before. He has beaten me in the past. But the recent times we fought him, well, I fought him, he hasn't beaten me. I fought him, I think, on Saturday. But he didn't kill me, I think, in any of those fights because we were in ranked and he was just running on modded health type CCAS. But we'll get into that later on. But to clarify that video, I wasn't gonna like expose him off those clips on the Hazunshu account, but me and him and some other people were already in beef, and honestly, I didn't really care about like as far as the title went for the video. But he said I didn't post his wins on the Hazunshu account. He said I was apparently like fabricating my wins apparently from that, which when I fought Splurge or when I used to fight him, I didn't fight him that much as some people did, but I would always post his like dubs he has on me. I have some other fights of, well, not some fights, I have some other videos of me fighting Splurge. I can send you guys some links down below, and I did post his wins. But when me and him fight, he normally doesn't get like more than 1 or 2 wins on me, normally when I would play him at least. But like I said, or like I'm going to say now, me and him didn't really fight because when he got on the game, he would only fight Shuriken and I think MH and what's his name, Joker or whatever. But as far as that video though, I did not lie about like the wins or nothing in there. I posted every single fight. I almost perfected him the last match when he picked custom cell and I was on cooler and he got off for the night because he knew if we kept fighting that he probably was going to get perfected. But I didn't care about it at the time because those matches we did, they were casuals. But he just, I don't know, I thought it was going to be a funny little video because I wasn't going to like I said, me and him were cool at the time. I wasn't going to expose him off the video, but apparently he took that the wrong way when I posted it, and because we were in beef or drama or whatever, I basically exposed him off those clips. But that's basically me explaining that one video, at least the pamper video with the Hazunshu account. But we'll go ahead and go to the next part of the video for his little reply. But that was just me clarifying as far as like the Hazunshu count was concerned for that video. But yeah,
trying to say like I was trash apparently because I had cooler and I lost to Infinite Evo Blue. And I said in the chat that Infinite Evo Blue was better than cooler. We get it. You think cooler is worse than like anything that's like good in this game. Now, like, listen, man, I'm not saying you can't have your own opinions, but if your opinion is just like flat out wrong, you shouldn't like publicly state it. I'm sorry, like, I get it, Infinite Evo Blue is actually on cast level, and that's my opinion. It's not being like the top 10, top 20 cast, so that's what I think at least. But yeah, man, honestly, this is why I'm gonna just like break down why I really think cooler is better than Infinite Evo Blue. I'm actually gonna give you some real reasons. One, health type C, cooler as health type C.
Alright, so before he breaks it down or gives his opinion about why he thinks cooler is better, he said that basically I'm entitled to an opinion, but he said I should probably keep my opinion to myself, which he basically kind of contradicted himself again. He said basically I can have an opinion, but I can't because he doesn't agree with my opinion, and a lot of people don't agree with my opinion, and he also thinks my opinion is wrong, which it's like I told you guys, he thinks his opinion is right. And if you have your own opinion, or you think like you don't think a certain type of way, or you don't think like the way he wants you to think, or like the way some of those CAC players want you to think, he'll say like, oh, you're ignorant, or you're just delusional, or whatever, you're just contradicting yourself, or you're just stupid, or whatever. But that's just what I wanted to say. But he's about to list his reasons for why he thinks cooler is better than Infinite Evo. I'm going to give reasons why the Infinite Evo is still better, and I'm also going to debunk his little logic as far as like the cooler hating thing goes, because this man just hates cooler and he's just trying to get everyone on that bandwagon.
I shouldn't have to explain why that's like broken. 2, cooler has You Must Die by My Hand with a health limit burst that's like 6 bars of 5 bars of health, a lot of health, you get what I'm trying to say. Next, he has Death Slash and Super Guard, 2 gay-ass moves. He has Death Beam. He has the most priority in the game. You get what I'm saying? Cooler's still...
Alright, so he says Cooler is broken for having health type C. As far as that's concerned, you can't really say Cooler is broken for having health type C because he's not the only one in the game that has that. And Splurge likes to run around on modded accounts with health type C cast, so as far as that's concerned, he can't really complain about Cooler having health type C, because I fought Splurge, like I told you guys earlier, on Saturday, and he was running from me with a health type C Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He didn't kill me in any of the fights, but he was just running with like thank you Dragon Balls and stuff, but he can't say nothing about health type C stat, even if it is a lot of health, because he uses it on like mods with like 4 Goku and stuff, which Super Saiyan 4 Goku does not get health type C. On Cooler, it is fair because Cooler gets health type C naturally in the game, but he's probably gonna say like that's wrong, but as far as that's concerned, at least. He also said Cooler was broken for having skills. He said Cooler was broken for having Death Slash, Death Beam, Super Guard, and he said Cooler was broken apparently for having You Must Die in My Hand. As far as the skills are concerned, those skills can be put on any CAC, so if you're using like Infinite Evo, you can go put those skills on. You can't complain about a moveset on a character because you can go apply that on any CAC, and CACs have access to every move in the game. He also said Cooler had the Z Soul You Must Die in My Hand, which is the Frieza Super Soul that keeps you alive at like 1 HP. So that Z Soul isn't really like, it's not really as OP as some people make it out to be, at least compared to like what's in the game Z Soul wise, because he's making it sound like the Super Soul is more OP than it actually is. So the Super Soul basically keeps you alive with 1 HP. It gives you 1 second chance, literally 1 second chance. And if he's on like health type C, Super Saiyan 4 Goku with thank you Dragon Balls, which if you use thank you Dragon Balls, you get health, ki, and stamina back. That is way better than the You Must Die in My Hand Super Soul. Because You Must Die in My Hand only gives you like 1 chance, and it's only like 1 HP. It doesn't give you health back, ki, or stamina, or any of that. So Z Soul wise, he can't say that because it just makes no sense. And he also said Cooler was apparently broken for having priority, which that's not really a valid argument because CACs have just as much priority as Cooler. They have square triangle, and when you do square triangle, it will literally hit you across the air. Well, not the air. It'll hit you across the map. But it has frames on it, and when they're in the animation for square triangle, you can't really like hit them when they're doing it. You kind of have to like wait and block a lot. But CACs have just as much priority as Cooler does. He's probably not going to say that though, obviously, but there are other characters in the game like Jiren with square and hit with his elbow, and Broly with his priority, and Cooler is not the only character in the game with priority. They're trying to act like he is, but he's not. So as far as like what he's complaining about on the character, he can't really say anything because he hasn't really made like a valid argument, at least to me, as far as like saying why it's better than Infinite Evo, because all the stuff he said or currently said was literally just stuff you could apply on CACs, and it's like I told you guys, CACs have access to everything, so they can't really complain as far as like the movesets and stuff goes for Cooler, even with like the health type C thing. And it's like I told you guys, he runs on modded cast, he uses health type C, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so he can't complain using a modded variation of health type C on a Cooler that gets health type C naturally. But let's go ahead and play the rest of his video. But honestly guys, he's not making any good valid points, and he's just being biased and delusional, and he was calling me delusional.
Top 10 character. I did say Cooler was worse because of the fake last nerf, but he's still like a top 10 character. That's like undebatable.
And then people just started getting mad. My friend group, my friends, the real Splurge, and I think one of my ex-friends, the real Splurge, and
this guy like genuinely think like the real Splurge and the real Splurge were two different people, because like the way he worded it makes it sound like there's two people called the real Splurge. What the hell, bro?
Johnny Angels actually came in the stream chat and started giving his opinion on the situation too, and the next thing we know, Splurge invited all of us to a party.
And the funny thing is, I did not invite him to a party with Johnny. And here's the thing about what Johnny said.
So he just lied right here in his video. He said he didn't invite me to the party, but I can literally, like I said, I can unlist the stream right now, and he invited me and Johnny Angels to the party, and he even said it in my live stream chat he was going to invite me and Johnny to the party, and he even said in my stream chat to join the party. So he's already lying right here as it is, so that's just another lie from him. And he says I was talking in the video like the real splurge was two people because I said my ex-best friends, which I just said like you were the real splurge. I don't know why you took that as like that being a whole nother person, but I guess you're just too stupid and just too caught up in your own little opinion or ego or whatever you want to call it to just accept that. But honestly, that's your own little problem, but I don't really care though, honestly. But let's go ahead and continue with his little claim or whatever you want to call it. But alright.
He actually gave reasons why Evo Blue could have been better than Cooler. His reasons were the sidestep difference and the stamina regen. Those were like actual valid reasons that someone could agree with. He actually gave a reason why something was better than something instead of just saying, oh, CAC, it's better. He's running on Evo Blue.
I think the friend group got influenced by the CAC play.
Breaking your own stamina, health type C, super guard is like fair, but like hate to break it to you, it's not.
So he says to me that running on health type C cooler and breaking myself is quote unquote not playing fair. I didn't know running on health type C, modded health type C Super Saiyan 4 Goku and using thank you Dragon Balls was considered playing fair, but I guess by your opinion that's fair though, and when someone plays you like that way accordingly, you just complain about it. But that's your logic though, I guess. Health type C is apparently cheese on cooler and running on cooler is bad, but I can run on a modded Super Saiyan 4 Goku with health type C and I can just pop thank you Dragon Balls. But I guess that's your logic. But moving on.
They were basically trying to tell me that Cooler was cheese because he had health type C, death slash, and like super guard. But Infinite Evo Blue, you get like a huge damage buff and you get this big ass speed boost, and the speed boost you get in Infinite Evo is like way faster than Cooler speed.
Alright, that speed, that damage buff that he mentioned literally doesn't mean anything because Cooler is still, no matter what, Cooler does more damage in Evo Blue. And then when he mentioned the speed boost, that literally means nothing when you just run for the whole match. You can run from Cooler and he's gonna catch you. If Cooler runs from you, you can't catch him at all. Like, it's literally impossible to catch that character.
So he says if you run from Cooler that you can't like get hit, but he said if you're trying to chase a running Cooler you can't catch that character. That's actually not the case because I myself have fought against like multiple Coolers and I've caught in Coolers that were like running and stuff, and Splurge himself has used Cooler on me before and I've caught his Cooler plenty of times when he was running away. So as far as like that's concerned, he can't really say that because he's just basically trying to, like I said, just make y'all believe this stupid little opinion that he has. But that's just another small little thing I wanted to say.
I'm not saying everybody was talking about me behind my back because it wasn't, but I saw the live stream.
It's funny.
Still like saying this after we talked this out, and then apparently they still doubt.
And basically didn't resolve anything. You just assumed we were on good terms because no one said anything negative to you. And then about that alt account, I'm not even gonna mention it because like everyone in this community knows it's you on the Miss Milky account.
So he basically admitted right here that he basically, like I said, was being fake. So he said I assumed that we were all on good terms because no one said anything negative to me, which yes, I assumed that we were all on good terms. And if I'm in a friend group and if I'm chilling with people in the party that I consider my friends, yeah, I would expect that, because even though like we had disagreements about like the Cooler and the Evo Blue thing, I still thought we were all like chill with each other, but apparently not, and they just started like talking shit, like I said in my other video, behind my back. MH was doing it, Splurge was doing it, so was DX and Reaper, and they were just doing it over this little dumb little opinion thing. But he basically just admitted that he was being fake and two-faced, and I'm glad he said that too, because now I can gladly tell you guys what he recently tried to do, and I do not feel bad about like what I'm going to tell you guys at all, but let's keep going.
Like, you actually suck at hiding out, so stop trying to deny it's you.
Asked like Splurge and some other people about it. I was like, Splurge, why are you like saying this thing? Because Splurge was
But on this video, and that's what he said, that's how he addressed me.
I could just tell in like Splurge's voice and like some people's voices, like they didn't want me there. So
Like, at this point, he's just like saying things that aren't even true. When he joined the party, I was just like, what's up, man? How are you? How have you been? I didn't say anything. He said, oh, do you have anything to say? I was like, no. Because I don't care about the situation. He clearly does. I don't.
hey, I'm in.
So he says he doesn't care about the situation, and he said that I do. Apparently he did care about the situation, because he just admitted he was being fake and two-faced, and he basically was making a big-ass deal about this like some other people were. I was going to drop the situation the night after, because I left them, like I told you guys before, for like a day, and we talked it out, and I thought it was done, but apparently it wasn't, and they apparently got mad, or they felt like a certain type of way about it, but he just got mad over stupid shit, and so did some other people, and it just caused them to start being fake and two-faced for no reason. So that's just how it is.
I've been in this friend group with you for like
Cheesy CACs. Like, it's not about me not agreeing. It's you lacking knowledge about the game that you've been playing for forever.
the friend group was like toxic because
We're really not. When we say, like, kill yourself,
So he says here that I lack knowledge about the game when I clearly do know about the game. I think he just lacks the knowledge to understand that certain people don't agree with his opinion, and that a lot of people are going to have like different opinions when it comes to Xenoverse 2, at least the online game, like the online community, because apparently by his logic, you having an opinion is apparently you not having logic, apparently by this retard's logic. But I don't know, man. He's just very opinionated. He's one of those people who he forces you to like agree with his opinion, and that's kind of like the CAC player mindset, like what he has. Like, if you don't agree with his opinion, then oh, you're just trash, you're garbage, and then it just leads to like shit talk and stuff, and just betrayals and dumb little beefs like this. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of dumb shit, to be honest. But let's see what else he has to say. The video's almost over. There's like 2 more minutes left of the video. I probably won't watch the full part of it, but I'll probably watch like another minute or 2 of it. But yeah, let's see what else he has to say.
doing it in a joking manner. And I understand some people may not see that as a joke, but that's kind of how I see it. Sorry.
if you like beat a child,
Whoa, that's what you're in. But that's kind of how I see it. Sorry.
if you like beat
It's gonna affect them, but like, not little kids, bro. Yeah, really, this whole video in the summary is basically this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks something's better than something that really isn't, and he's just lacking knowledge for a game that he's played for so many years, and is like willing to lose his friends over his universe. So yeah, I don't know how to really feel about it. I mean, I don't really care, honestly, because it's whatever. There's like a bunch of other stuff said in the video that I'm not even gonna go over because it's not even worth going over. That can just like be a whole meme video at that point, because it's just like so dumb. I can't put it in the video like this. There's a bunch of stuff I like really didn't include in this video that I probably like, I'll just make a different video and put it in there, honestly. So yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope you enjoyed.
Alright, so that's pretty much his video. So he basically said like the friend group wasn't toxic, and that there wasn't like any really like problems, I think, and stuff, which you guys, I don't know if you guys knew, I'm not going to put all of our business or their business out there like that, because it's not really my place, even though I was in their friend group for a while. So there was a lot of like beefs and stuff in our friend group, and there was even like problems apparently with people like reporting each other, because when they got into like drama or they got like mad at each other, they actually got mad at each other. So one of my friends, Joker or whatever, he got permabanned on his main account because he had been reported multiple times by another person in the past. I'm not gonna say his name, but apparently one day him and MHA had like a big argument. They had a disagreement, and it apparently led to like beef and stuff, and they were just they were just like talking like shit to each other, but MHA like spam reported him and stuff, and he lost like his account over that. And there was some other problems too with like Splurge in the past, and like TO and MH, and they had like reported each other because they got mad at some dumb little beef. I don't know what the beef was about, but I know they just got into some beef over some dumb shit. So that's basically like he was trying to say like it wasn't toxic, but clearly it was. And there was also a lot of like fights in the Discord server. DX would be in like, he used to be in a lot of fights with like Don and stuff, and a lot of people were just like beefing with each other. I never really liked to beef with anybody as far as like the friend group was concerned, because I always tried to like treat them with respect, because I knew they were like kids and shit, and I didn't want to like make them feel bad and like just shit talk them the whole day, because I'm an adult, and honestly that would have been bad on my part, but I just didn't want to do that to him at the time. But that was before this little beef / the betrayal thing happened. But he basically just, before he turned off his little video, he said that he just repeated himself and said, I don't have any knowledge about the game, which obviously I do. He's just mad I don't agree with his opinion. But alright, so that does it as far as like the first rant video is concerned. Now, the thing I wanted to tell you guys now, at least for the second part of the video, so recently the real Splurge apparently, and this is also going to shatter like his little logic / his image thing he said, because he was trying to say like, oh, he's like such a good person, and that he like doesn't care about this beef or nothing, like he doesn't care at all. So the real Splurge apparently had made a plan recently, I think like a week ago. He made this plan a week ago. He was apparently talking in his Discord server saying he had a plan for Arkham, and some people had told me that Splurge was like planning something. And when I heard someone say like, oh, Splurge was planning something, I already knew what was gonna happen. He was going to try to get me like banned or whatever on my main account. So he made this plan apparently to have MHA King to basically take back an account he gave me, because MHA gave me an account called the MHA Girl account. I changed the name on it to Pandora's Comment. So one of my friends told me that MHA was live streaming on that account, and I was like, oh my god, because I was doing something, and he messaged me this, and I was like, oh. So I had to stop what I was doing, and I had to like check my, at first I checked my phone, because I thought he had access to like my YouTube channel, because that account, the Pandora's Comment, I had been on the account I think the night before I was live streaming. I thought he had like access to my channel, and that like kind of scared me low key, because I was like, oh shit, he might have my like email and stuff. So thankfully he didn't. But he apparently took back the account. He was streaming on the account. He added the real Splurge and Reaper, and MH added like some of his other accounts to my chat. So I look in my chat, he adds these people, well, my old friends in there, the people that snaked me basically, and I basically deleted like that account off all my accounts I had. I blocked the Pandora's Comment account, and I did block the real Splurge in them, and I'm going to tell you guys why in this video. So it's like I told y'all, he planned to get me like banned or reported, because him and MH apparently like spam reported that group chat I had, the old one I had, the Arkham Terror chat. So they spam reported that chat like an hour I think before I was told that that he had taken the account back and he was live streaming. Thankfully I was able to like handle the little situation, because the real Splurge actually like got that like spiteful about this, and he actually was trying to get me like banned on my main account, and so was MHA King, because he tried to play the victim, and he tried to say like, oh, I don't care about this beef or this drama in the his video, but he literally tried to get my main account banned basically over this little dumb beef that him and MH and the others started. Not everybody, but just those people I mentioned in the video. But yeah, I was able to stop it. I deleted the group chat, and I did block him, but I have turned my messages off on my main account, because honestly, he probably would have gotten away with it too. The real Splurge and MH probably would have gotten away with it too if I wasn't told about it in advance, because honestly, if he says he has like a plan or something like planned for someone, he is going to report, because Splurge has, like, they have done stuff like this in the past, and I know he has reported some people in like Samurai Speed's group chat, so I'm not really surprised he would do this with me, because when they're in beefs and stuff like that, they really won't care as far as like what they do, and they will report people. So yeah, so Splurge was basically trying to say he didn't care about the beef, and he didn't like care about like any of this stuff, and he was trying to sound like this very nice person or this good person, but obviously he's not, if he's trying to get people like banned and stuff over Xeno drama and stuff that he caused just because he got mad and some other people got mad over an opinion. But yeah, he basically tried that, and he just it failed. But yeah, him and MH and them, they really try to do that. So I have made a new chat since then, and it's like I told you guys, that account has been blocked to the Pandora's comment account, but I should be fine, at least as far as like, because even when they reported like that account, in my old group chat, I didn't really like type or say nothing on my main account, at least, because when I'm in group chats, I don't really like type or reply to stuff, at least on my main account. I was just like, I think, sending pictures to my other accounts for like backgrounds and stuff, but that's all I was doing. But yeah, the real Splurge and them, he really just showed his colors right there. But I'm not really surprised, because it's like I told y'all, MH did this to, I think, Joker, and he basically tried to do this to me. But thankfully, Super Don Don's a real friend, and he told me about it, because if Don Don hadn't told me about it, and honestly, if I hadn't had, like, gotten up like that day, because I got up like really late, they probably would have got away with it too, because honestly, like, didn't really think much of it. But when he said he had a plan in store for me, I was like, yeah, he's gonna try to get me banned and he's gonna report me. But yeah, you guys can basically think now what you want to think. You can think like he doesn't care and he like is innocent and like he's this good person and all that other stuff, but he's not. And he was trying to say I started this beef and stuff, and now, like, with what I've told you guys, he basically just made himself look even worse, because he just tried to get me banned, and so did MH and some other people. But honestly, that serves him right for thinking he could get away with it. He thought he was a smart little kid and he could just get away with stuff, but that's how it is. So I think that's all I wanted to say, but I guess the one final thing I wanted to say, I think, as far as like the beef and stuff was concerned, it's like I told you guys earlier, I fought him Saturday. He beat me like 3 times, I think, by time. He's probably gonna upload that, but I really don't care, at least as far as what he uploads, because he probably, I know how Splurge is, he's gonna do like a reply or something like that. He's gonna lie again and try to like debunk me in this video, but I already know, and if you guys need like proof, I will ask Super Don Don to like give his opinion about it, and he will literally tell you guys like what he was doing, because he was literally in the server when he said that, and I already had multiple people tell me like what Splurge was going to do in MH. So yeah, but I think that's all from me. But I don't know, Splurge, I don't think you have the right to lie anymore and play victim, and same for MH and some other people after this. But don't expect me to like entertain this beef anymore like too much now, because if you're sitting there trying to get people like banned and stuff, or even report them over like Xeno drama and stuff, then honestly that's your own fault, and that just shows you're just a immature little kid, because I don't report people even when stuff like this happens. But that's all from Toxic Arkham. I'll see you guys in the next video, but hopefully I don't have to do any more of these little rant videos on these people or these children, because honestly this stuff is just stupid. But we'll see. But that's all from Arkham. I'll see you guys.